Hi everyone, my name is Leslie Green and I recently served as the project coordinator for Children's Ministries. And these guys here, some of them, are no strangers to you all. First on the end we have Bishop Jeff Davis. He is the Executive Director for Leadership Development and Discipleship. Next to him, we have Mrs. Joy Rivas. She is our International Children's Ministry Director. And then we have at the end over here, we have Kirk Rising, our International Director for Youth Ministries. And those of you here, we also have a new face, is our new friend, Ashley Nixon. And Ashley is with Sleep in Heavenly Peace. She is the Vice President of the Bradley County, Tennessee chapter. And we are so excited to have her here today with us. So hopefully, coming up, we hope that you all have heard about what Youth Ministries is putting on in May, our Global Serve Day weekend, May 22nd through 24th. Kirk, would you like to share a little bit about what started this vision and what brought along Global Serve Day weekend?
Yeah, Global Serve Day weekend actually started coming out of COVID. Mm-hmm. So in 2020, we were looking for a way to get young people, the church, children, back out into their community. To touch their families and also to help the church. And we looked at 4 points: love humanity, serve humanity, share the love of Jesus, and then ultimately we're going to repeat that and make it a lifestyle. Okay. So each year since 2020, we've tried to do just that globally.
That's wonderful.
And as Kirk mentioned, on that Saturday during Global Serve Day weekend, we're focusing on the community specifically. And this year, Youth and Children's Ministries and LDD are working together to host a community service day here in Cleveland. So Leslie, share with us a little bit about that day.
All right, Joy. Well, here's what happened. Joy and Kirk were standing in Joy's office talking about Global Serve Day weekend and that community project. And Kirk mentioned wanting to do one for Cleveland this year. And I interrupted their conversation so kindly, I'm sure, and said, hey guys, I have a great opportunity. I had seen through social media, the organization Sleep in Heavenly Peace building beds for communities in Middle Tennessee. Some friends of mine were connected with them. And I knew that we had a Bradley, Tennessee chapter, and I was excited. And I said, hey, what about doing this? And I introduced them to Sleep in Heavenly Peace, briefly, what I knew. And they said, sure, let's get connected. So today we are connecting with Ashley, and we are going to talk about a bed build that we're doing here in Cleveland at one of our local churches on May 23rd. So welcome, Ashley. We're so glad to have you with us today. So for those that are not familiar with Sleep in Heavenly Peace, will you please explain what this organization is and what they're all about?
Of course. So we are a national nonprofit, a 501c3. We are located in the United States, Canada, Bahamas, and Bermuda. So we build beds for kids in our towns who do not have a bed of their own.
That's wonderful. And what age group?
It is ages 3 to 17.
All right.
That sounds incredible. Tell me about when the organization got started.
Of course. So our founder is Luke Mickelson. In 2012, around Christmas time, after Christmas, he felt like his kids were a little ungrateful for what they had received that Christmas. So they went out to the garage and they had some extra wood from another project and they decided to build a bed. They put that bed on Marketplace and it flew off. He had people messaging him, other people needing beds, and then people who wanted to donate mattresses, pillows, bedding for that. And then he knew that child bedlessness, which is not an actual word, but he says that it is a big issue just in his town, and then it's across the United States and the world.
And that's amazing. I asked my kids in church the other day how many people, I asked them about all having a bed. And it was interesting. There were a couple in there that they were like, well, we sleep on a mattress on the floor, or we sleep on a pallet. And I didn't even think about that in my own local congregation. Mm-hmm. So about our local chapter here, what got you involved, Ashley?
So I knew Sabra, which is our president we've been friends for years, and she had signed up on the whim to start a chapter. And I knew nothing about it, but she was talking to me about it. And So I looked up, we have one in Chattanooga, so I looked up their Facebook page and videos on it, and just seeing the kids who may be 9, 10 years old and they've never had a bed of their own. And just to see the smiles on their faces and the excitement they have for just a little twin-size wooden bed was amazing. So I was hooked then.
Wonderful.
Yeah, what a great concept. What a great story of how all that started.
Yes.
And then you're able to bring a chapter here to Cleveland. So on the 23rd, Saturday, we're going to serve the community, and we're going to do that through building a bed.
Yes.
So tell us what a bed build is.
Yes, so it really is what the word is. So it's a build day. So our community comes out and helps us build beds. We start with just pieces of wood we get from Lowe's, and we go through like a sanding process, and then drill press, assembling headboards and side rails, and then it goes through staining and branding. So like the whole process of the bed build is done by community and then also our small team. So we leave them in pieces, and the headboard pieces and the side rails, and then on delivery days we go out and deliver them and assemble them, but the whole building is done by our community.
So people don't have to be experts.
No, not
Okay.
at all. Yeah, there's no experience needed. I honestly, in June of 2024, I had not really used power tools before this. I had no idea what I was getting into, but it was no experience. I caught on very fast. So we have a team member at every station that will show the volunteers on what they need to do.
No age limit?
No age limit, no, sir. We have kids can pass out water bottles. We have lag bolts with washers on them that kids put on that we use to assemble the beds at delivery. And then maybe our elderly folks, they can bring chairs to help if they can't stand for long periods of time. And then we also have, they can help pass out water and stuff like that.
That's great.
So, Ashley, on the build day, about how many beds do we aim to typically build?
For this build day, we are aiming to build 25 beds.
Wonderful.
So how many kids will this impact potentially, or how many families?
Yes, so 25 families. So if you think about that, that's really like a classroom full of kids. Every single kid in that classroom is going to receive a bed from this bed build.
Now, how do you identify families who need beds? Or how does Sleep in Heavenly Peace identify those families?
Of course. So we really rely heavily on social media to get the word out there, and then they just apply on our website. So even in the school systems, teachers, fire, police, social workers, they can actually, we call it kind of nominate a kid. If they if they know a kid that is in need, they can go on our website and apply. Of course, we need the parents' consent and information. But really, it's just applying on our website and getting the word out in our community that we are here.
And what does this bed really mean? How does it impact the child?
It impacts them immensely. I mean, if you think about us as adults, if you sleep on the wrong side of the bed or whatever, you may not have a good next day, So
Absolutely.
they are sleeping on mattresses maybe with springs popping out of them, just on the floor with a little 3 or 4 blankets in their bed with their parents. We have had feedback from even teachers who had a kid that received a bed, and they said within a week they were performing. They weren't falling asleep in school, so it really changes. And even like interacting with their peers, they, oh, I got a new bed set or I got a new pillow, and this kid's like, I sleep on the floor. But now they're able to go to school and be confident in their self-esteem and have something that their other peers have too.
That's wonderful.
Well, this will be our 6th year of having Global Serve Day weekend. We have many stories globally, how that's affected families, communities, and churches. Things like some kids painted their parents' home. They put roofs on their parents' homes. Many from the community where they would go out, clean the streets, a park. Many of those stories stand out to us. Is there one story that stands out to you the most?
Yeah, so we were delivering beds to this family. I think there was about 3 kids. We did a bunk bed and a single bed, and everything went good. We delivered the bed, set it up, let them come and see it, and then we were walking out the house. I thought the door shut behind us, and I was talking to another volunteer, and all of a sudden I feel something in my legs. I'm like, what is that? And it's this little boy, and he's just got his arms like around my legs with like a death grip on me, and he was like, thank you so much for my bed. I love it. I love it. I can't wait to sleep in it. And you kind of take that stuff for granted. But when it's like, I think he was probably, I don't know, 6 or so, when a little kid is running up to you after you've already left their house and they're coming out of their house to tell you, thank you so much for that bed.
Yeah.
It really sticks with you.
Yeah, for sure.
That really puts things into perspective for us.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
It's great. It's great.
So what are some of the biggest? Of course, with us, we're doing it by church or by individual, and of course that brings challenges to do certain types of service. So what's the biggest challenges you see for creating and then operating your chapter?
Of course. So at first it was the kind of fear of like getting donations and getting the community support around it, but we have done very good at that. Some people still don't know that we are here in Cleveland, Tennessee. So still getting the word out is hard, and then getting volunteers to come out to help us has been a challenge sometimes.
So with that said, Ashley, what do you feel like your chapter needs right now the most?
Volunteers.
Volunteers.
Yes.
Sounds like
More-
you work in children's ministry.
More hands, yes.
Wonderful.
So we've talked about the impact locally, but there are chapters all over the United States. So if someone's watching and wants to be a part of Sleep in Heavenly Peace, what should they do?
Yeah, so we have 350 chapters across the United States, Canada, the Bahamas, and the Bermudas, like I said. And the easiest way I say is to go to our website, shpbeds.org, and in the top left-hand corner there is a drop-down where you can pick your state, and then it'll bring up all of the counties in the state that we have chapters in. And so you can go there and get their contact information, or even go over to Facebook once you have their name and look them up on Facebook. We rely heavily on Facebook to get engagement and involvement. So I think going there would be the biggest help for people who want to volunteer in their own town. And if you don't see one, maybe get one that's close to you, and then you could even start your own chapter in your own town.
Nice.
Wow, Ashley, thank you so much for sharing all of this information today and all of the stories too. I'm sure that you could probably tell a story for every build or every delivery you've been on. So how many volunteers are actually needed to complete a bed build day? For instance, for ours, we're shooting for 25 beds. So how many volunteers are needed for that day?
Yeah, so SHP, as the headquarters, they recommend us trying to get 2 volunteers per bed, so 50 volunteers. And I know we do have it split up across 2 shifts, so 25 on the first and 25 on the second shift. The more hands that we have, the faster it goes, and then the more impact we have on each of those beds, every fingerprint that's placed on those beds, the more the merrier.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Again, though, so if someone is watching and they want to get involved, the best place, the website,
Yes.
social media, just looking for Sleep in Heavenly Peace and getting connected to their local chapter, correct?
Yes, correct.
Wonderful.
All right. So for our bed build on the 23rd, we are also taking donations online. And for Sleep in Heavenly Peace, you guys also, I believe, have is it Bunkhead Club?
A bunkhead
A
club.
Bunkhead
yes.
Club where they
Yes.
can donate on a monthly basis. So they can
Yes.
find that information on Sleep in Heavenly Peace website. But specifically for the bed build on the 23rd, we are doing donations, and you can visit our website, cocop.org/children, and go to the give button. And when you get to that button, you can click on the fund, and it says Global Serve Day Weekend, Sleep in Heavenly Peace, and you can help donate for those bed builds. Now, each bed costs how much money to build?
It's estimated roughly $250 to $300.
And that includes the bed frame, the mattress, the pillow, and the linens, correct?
Yes, yes.
Wonderful.
The full bed itself. So we're not bringing something in that the parents have to worry, oh, now I have to go back out and buy this. We bring everything so there's no question and no worry for the parents.
Yeah.
That's wonderful.
So on a personal reflection,
Yes.
on a personal level, what does being a part of this organization, what does that do for you? And how does that feel for you?
It's very heartwarming and fulfilling for me. Like I said, the one boy that ran up to me and just like seeing his smile and his excitement for that. It happens on every delivery, but just knowing that you're impacting a kid's life where, they didn't ask for it. They didn't ask to be in that situation, and they technically didn't ask for the bed either, but you're kind of like superhero coming in and making their day better.
Yeah, it's great. It's wonderful. Wonderful. And so I imagine that's part of what keeps you going back and keeps you
Yes.
involved.
Yes.
Is there anything else that?
No, sometimes it can get hard in the nonprofit world and volunteering, but the kids ultimately, I was told by the Chattanooga chapter president, he said you have to go into the home acting like there's no adults there, it's just the kid living there. So the kid's not responsible for them not having a bed.
Right.
So just knowing that you can be there and seeing their smiling faces and their
Yeah.
excitement for it, it's kind of like an adrenaline rush, and you just want to keep doing it over and over and over.
I needed sleep in heavenly peace many years ago when I slept on the floor.
Yes.
I slept on the floor not just for a night or two, not on a mission trip, but because my father was a pastor and some of the churches didn't have finances, and we slept where we lived where we could.
Yes.
So this is a really wonderful thing that you're doing.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
We want to say thank you, Ashley, for being with us today. Before we wrap up, though, what would you say to someone who might be on the fence, thinking about volunteering, but they haven't really taken that next step yet?
Yeah, so growing up and even now, I'm very shy, honestly. I won't just put myself out there. So I may have been in those shoes like, oh, I want to go volunteer, but I don't know. There's, random strangers, but I say just come out and try it. There's no experience needed, so we show you everything that you need to do. And even if you get out there and you think this is a little bit more than my physical capability, that's okay.
Right.
Just come out there and try and see the faces and help us out. And then that's like for a bed build, but a bed delivery, I recommend everybody go out on a bed delivery and just to see the kids' faces and the impact that one little bed makes. We do have multiple volunteers that just keep coming back. Some of them will go hiatus for a month or two, but they're always coming back to us. So I say just get out and go for it.
Amen.
That's great. And I think what an amazing opportunity to be the hands and the feet of Jesus in the community and to show his love.
Yeah.
Again, Ashley, we want to thank you so much for being here with us today and sharing the mission and vision of Sleep in Heavenly Peace. If you want to learn more about Sleep in Heavenly Peace, you can visit their website, shpbeds.org, and find the local chapter near you and learn more there and how you can get involved. Now, if you are in the Cleveland area on May 23rd and you want to be part of our bed build, please come. We invite you. As Ashley said, we need about 50 hands that day. So grab a friend, grab some youth, grab your children, and come to Key Street Ministries on May 23rd. The bed build is broken into two sections. It's a 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. slot or a 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. slot. So come out. We have a goal of 25 beds, so we need 50 volunteers for that day and $7,500. So if you want to participate, you can volunteer, you can serve your team, you and the team can serve that day. You can give, join us online, go to cogop.org/children and hit that give button and share. Share the word, spread the word through your community. Social media is a great avenue to do that. And we want to, if anything else, if nothing else, I should say, we want to pray for this day, that the bed build goes well, but that the beds that are going out reach our community and they reach the homes of the kids and the youth that are needing them. So, guys, we thank you for being here today with us. And Ashley, thank you again.
Thank you,
Thank
Ashley.
you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Ashley, thank you so much
Thank you for
for being
having
a part
me.
of Global Serve Day weekend.
Yes.
It is a weekend, but on the 23rd, we're going to be building beds.
Yes.
So we want everybody to come out again and be with us. And we just pray that your church, your children, your youth, your seniors, everybody
Yes.
gets involved. And let's touch our families, let's touch our community, and let's touch our churches. God bless you.
Amen.
God bless you.
God bless you.